Welcome back to the Dawn of the Zeds second edition playthrough. We're about to begin turn 34. Let's find out what's going to happen this time. Oh, how lovely. I thought there were only two of these cards. Apparently there are more than two in the deck. Okay, here we go. Conduct this special turn only. First, increase the infection level by +1 for every 2 chaos markers on the map. Well, let's do that right now. We seem to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11 chaos markers. Divided by 2 gives us 5.5, so we have to increase our infection level by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 8. That's not very pleasant for us. And of course the rest of the card just gets worse. Then advance the Zeds on every track 1 space only in the normal manner, starting with the lowest number space on each track. And see Leaper Frenzied Jump. See 14.3. Okay, each Zed unit that wins a hand-to-hand combat and is still adjacent to a non-Zed unit immediately enters the adjacent space and conducts another combat. There's no limit to how many times such multiple Zeds attacks occur. And I think what happens with the Leapers is they get to leap 2 spaces the first time, but then they only move 1 space thereafter. So they don't just keep jumping 2 spaces. They do the leap on the first thing. If a Zed unit loses a combat, or a Zed unit eliminates a refugee unit, the chain is broken and the Zed unit is finished for the turn. After all the Zed units have moved and fought, the special turn's over. Draw another event card. Wow. Nasty, nasty business. Alright, well, let's just go right over to the suburb track, and we'll do that first, and they just advance. They don't attack anybody, so suburb track finished. Over to the forest track, there are no Zeds. That is good. Over to the mountain track, there are no Zeds. Another bonus. Down to the highway track. The strength 4 horde moves from 2 to 1. Doesn't encounter anybody. The strength 12, there's a tunnel connection space here, but there's 2 Zed units here, 1 Zed unit there, so they are not going to change track. So they will move up here on the highway to 2. And now we get to the tunnel track. Now, because they're in a catacomb space here, it's not considered a zombie horde. There are 3 separate Super Zed units all wandering around in there. So we do have the Dread Zeds are going to move first. They're the strongest unit. They may in fact jump to the mine space if they move, because there's basically 3 units here and there's none in the mountain track. So let's find out what happens to the Dread Zeds, whether they move, stay still, get lost. It's a 4, means they're not going anywhere. So that's good. Now, technically, they have ended their move in the space with the Were-Zeds, so I think they take a damage because they are right there with the Were-Zeds. And if a Zed unit moves into a space with a Were-Zed, or a Were-Zed moves into a space with a Zed unit, the Were-Zeds will do a damage to it. Now, technically speaking, the Dread Zeds didn't move anywhere, but I'm saying that they ended their turn in the same zone as the Were-Zeds, so they should take a damage. So we'll see if they shrug it off on a 4, 5, 6. They shrug it off anyway, even if they took one. Next, we have the Were-Zeds movement. They are also in the catacombs. We also have to roll for them to see what they do. Maybe they'll get lost and disappear. They roll a 1, which means they move normally. And their normal movement is 2 spaces. So they move once, and Were-Zeds get to move twice. And they move right into the space with these. I have to mention, I put an extra casualty marker on these Green Diamond security guards because when the Leapers attacked them last turn, you do not get the shift when a Leaper attacks into the space with a unit. So I shifted down 1 on the table for this because it's a namespace. Wasn't supposed to do that, so the Green Diamond security guards actually take an extra damage. So now we have strength 5 Were-Zeds against the poor little strength 2 Green Diamond security guard. So that is a double table. And I can't remember now if the second the Were-Zeds move into a space with a unit, they automatically do a damage, or whether it's at the end of the turn. But we'll roll here and see what happens. And they roll an 8, so I don't think we have to worry too much about those Green Diamond security guards. I think they're toast. So if we go on a double table and we roll an 8, in fact, the Zeds take no damage. The Green Diamond security guards take 3 damage. They are completely gnawed to death by the Zeds. Now, there's no unit adjacent to them, so they don't actually do anything. Oh, and the Green Diamond security guards will actually go to the hospital. Okay, we have 6 civilian units, or 5 civilians, and the Green Diamond security guards in the hospital. Lovely. The next one to move now is the Leaper. And we'll see what the Leaper does, whether he leaps or not. 2. So he moves normally. Now could be a little confusing. He is on the tunnel track, so he will actually jump to the mine. But does he jump 2 spaces? 1, 2? Or does he just jump through the tunnel track to the mine? I'm going to say he leaps right out of the mine tunnel track and jumps into Lefty's Pass. If that's incorrect, someone will need to correct me. But I think they actually will jump 2 spaces even through the tunnel. Maybe they can only jump 1. I'm sure I'll be corrected on that. I'm deeming that they can go 2, because that's what leapers do. Now, none of the units now are adjacent to anything else, so as far as the brains cards go, that will end all of the Zed movements, and it means draw another card. So, how lovely. Let's find out what's going to happen in part 2 of turn 34. Oh, and we couldn't get a more lovely card, could we? We can't kill them fast enough. So we have no raiders. We do have rangers, but I'm going to leave them there. And no refugees. Basically, we have no outbreak. That is good, because we're sitting at an infection level of 8. And, oh, no, we're not. Sorry, we are sitting at an infection level of 9 because of the Zeds chewing on the Green Diamond security guards. Okay, now that that's corrected. But we still have no outbreak because it says outbreak. No. Consume supplies on 6+. No, we only have 1 unit. And now the Zeds movement is all. And this is bad as well. It says at the beginning of the Zeds phase, remove all dead Zed markers from Zed units in play. Then place a new randomly draw Zed units on the start space of every track that does not have any Zed units on it. After placing the new Zeds, proceed normally with the Zeds phase. Oh boy, a brains followed by that. That is really, really nasty. So this Zed unit gets its dead Zed token removed, and the Leapers get their dead Zed token removed, and there are no other dead Zed tokens on any of the other units. So now, I should have moved the I should have moved the Rangers anyway. I didn't. So now we have to look at any space that does not have Zed units. And the only track that does not have Zed units right now is the forest track. So we're going to reach into the handy dandy mystery Zed bag, and we're going to pull out a strength 5 Zed unit, and they will go right here with Kingman. Now nothing happens in the start space. They can mutually coexist peacefully and have nothing happen. So now we have movement on every track. So let's just start right here on the suburbs. We have a 5 strength unit coming right in at Sheriff Hunt. They are on equal footing, and we get a 2 shift down for being in one of the town center outer spaces. So, of course, infection level goes up to 10. I don't need to worry about it anymore. We're right at the maximum. And we're going to have a little dust up between Sheriff Hunt and that mob. And so we start on the equal table. We shift down 2, so we're going to be rolling on the 1/2. That's a 7. I don't know how good or bad that is. On the 1/2 table, rolling a 7. Ooh, wow. Good for us. The attackers take 3 damage and must retreat, and the defender, which is Sheriff Hunt, doesn't take any damage at all. So excellent. So I'm going to flip over the strength 4. They become a strength 2. They must retreat. That is the dust up that happened there. No other Zeds on the track. We'll go up to the forest. The strength 5 moves 1 space. Nothing much else going to happen there. Over here, the leapers are going to do their lovely leaping. They leap to the campground from Lefty's Pass. Nothing much else is going to happen here. And now we're going to have another dust up going on with the Rangers being attacked by a strength 6 Zed. So they're greater than, but we get a double shift down. So we look at the greater than table, and we shift down twice. So we're going to be rolling on the less than table. So here's that attack. Oh, wow, good for us. Snake Eyes. Those Rangers are nasty, nasty. So Snake Eyes on the less than table, it means the attacker takes 4 damage. So I'm going to completely wipe this unit out for 3 damage, and they have to retreat. This one, sorry, takes 1 Dead Zed token. It's just a strength 2, and it has to retreat. So the Rangers absolutely crushed that unit trying to get near the town center. And now the second unit moves. Now, a little fuzzy on this. You can only have 2 units together to form a mob. You can't put all 3 together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the strength 6, which is already on its weakened side, move up with the 2. And this one just gets bounced because it can't move up the track because you can't have 3. So it doesn't move. And I think I can pick either one. I don't think it's a random roll. Oh my goodness. Well, thanks for joining me on this this wild ride through Dawn of the Zeds. I hope you enjoyed it. And of course, as you can see, I didn't bother doing the tunnel track movement because basically the where Zeds move first. They move 2 spaces right into the town center. I didn't see that while I was doing the playthrough. I should have moved the Rangers. I didn't, and you can see how the false move ended the game for me, unfortunately. Anyway, I hope you liked the series. You can see how complex it is, how much fun it is to try to defend the town center. And I would, if you like solo games, this is probably the best one I've ever played. It's very fun. Anyway, I'm sorry it ended so abruptly, but I just made a mistake and I thought I can redo it. And I thought, you know what, that's just cheating if I redo it. So you know what, I did the super weapon. I did pretty well. Thanks for joining me, and I don't know if I'm going to do another series, but anyway, take care.